Today is peer review day. My students are going to be working on their reflective essays and 2 of their own essays. 2 of their previous essays that they've worked on and want to revise for the portfolio. I am going to make it mandatory for my students to submit their portfolio in 2 ways, electronically and hard copy. The hard copy is just to make it easier for me to kind of follow along, and the electronic version is going to be for me to listen to, basically. The computer that I have does dictate the text for me, which helps me out a lot now. I wish I did this earlier on, so that way I could go breeze through grading, but it was really difficult for me to kind of just focus on reading the text by myself. I will be making an announcement in class that my students are able to submit their essays for publication if they're interested in it. So they will be submitting for Waves, the new edition. That will be for next year, but I will give them a link and have it accessible for them on Canvas. I also have a ridiculous amount of papers to give back. So I spent all weekend grading, so this pile is just a pile of stuff that's been building up and I kind of been putting off. So I graded all of this, and I'm almost done grading essay 3, which they submitted to me on Thursday. I have about 5 more essays to grade, but I can knock those out tonight and have feedback ready for my students to pick it up tomorrow, if not Thursday. I also want to give my students back their letters from the beginning of the semester. So the letter was written on September 11th, and it was basically a letter for them to kind of start thinking about fairy tales and what they think about it and see how they've changed their mindset. And this will also help them with the reflective essay for them, because they can kind of notice within their own personal writing. But one of the things that I kind of want to focus on, maybe not this teaching log, but probably a future one, is the process that it takes to plan a new class. Because I know what I want to teach, I know kind of the activities, I don't know how I'm going to execute it, but I have to find a way to execute it. So that is something that's going to be happening. But that is it for now, and until after class, where I reflect on what it is that I did in class, because there is a ridiculous amount of work I have to hand back. And yeah, I'm just going to be floating around the room and kind of conference style it up, ask them questions to consider for their essay, and see how it'll go. But that's it for now, until after class. Right after recording my previous teaching log, and as I was packing up my stuff to go to my class early, a student came in and basically broke down telling me why she's been missing class and what she's been going through. This is a student that I previously worked with and had given her an extension for her first progression because she was going through a lot, and I understand that life does happen, and I kind of told her, like, life happens, you know, your grade is definitely going to suffer because of lack of assignments that you have not submitted, but work on the portfolio and it's better, like, you can get a better grade than the grade that you currently have. Another thing is that I referred her to the counseling center to have her like talk out the things. Luckily I had tissues and she was able to just explain her struggles, because it is a struggle and it is difficult to manage school and life when it happens, especially when you're a freshman, because you've been told to follow a certain schedule. But there's not much more that I can do, especially now, because she basically missed the entire third progression and her grade is not fantastic. But if she, all I can have for her right now is hope. But beyond that, I went to class and returned most of that big pile of papers. There was a couple of students who were absent, so I didn't give it to them because they were absent. But my load is smaller. I still have those 5 essays, actually now 6 essays to grade. And I did tell the person who turned in his assignment late that he will get marked down because of it being late, but I accepted it just because it'll help boost his grade also. And I just have to breeze through it tonight and be available tomorrow for him to pick it up. And I'm going to send out individual emails to students once they're all graded. But yeah, I did have my students sign up for a potluck today, which is good. I did tell them that I wanted to take a class photo because I think that's so amazing. Like, I've never taught before, and I want to be able to remember the students I have taught, because I'll remember their names maybe for another semester, but once I see their faces, I'll be like, oh, they're so cute. And yeah, so like literally next week, we're just having a potluck, turning in their portfolios and class photo. Done. But yeah, I'm off to finish grading these essays and catch up with all of my own finals, because balancing life is hard, especially when you're teaching. But that's it for today. Until next time.